Good afternoon, everybody. It is April 10th, and this is a regular meeting of the Blight Review Board. I now call this meeting to order, and our first piece of business is to take action on the draft minutes of the meetings from March 13th, 2024. Have you had a chance to review? Are there any additions or corrections?
I think they look good.
I may have a motion to approve the minutes. Second. All in favor? Aye. So that is unanimous. And for our next item on the agenda, we will review the current status of the properties on the Blight list.
All right, all these pictures are from this past Monday. This house hasn't changed, and the battery needs to be changed. All right. We still got mold on the house, brush growing into the bushes. Last month I mentioned that the gutter had fallen off the front of the house, and you can see it on the ground there. And if you look in this corner, you can see that's all rotted.
Mm-hmm.
The roof is, has moss growing on it. And then we go around to the back, and this hasn't changed a bit for the last 2 months that I've been able to see it.
Then what was the update on the M&T mortgage on the property? Do we have any communication
Apparently
from
they're paying the mortgage monthly.
And have we heard again from that attorney?
No, I have not.
And sorry, I may have asked this before, but so this says the fines started 2/21, fines ended 10/21. But didn't we start fining it again?
I don't believe so. Which? No, we haven't been able to see the back of the house. Over the last couple of months, the property owner behind this house has cut down a few trees and cut away all the brush. So now I have a good view from Mystic Lane, which is why we can see what this
Looks like in the back, yeah.
what this
Mike,
looks
do you
like.
remember, did we last meeting, maybe I may not have been here last meeting, but
I think we should engage in the process to reinitiate the fines as the condition still
The
exists.
town attorney, I asked the town attorney to send them a letter because they're not responsive. So I thought that if he sent the letter, that he might make a little headway on this. And so far I haven't gotten an answer from him. He has sent the letters.
he did. And so did we invite the owner in? 'Cause I agree with you, Mike, we should.
Not at this time.
All right, well then, let's take a two-pronged approach and let's invite them. In terms of the days, I don't know, is it enough notice to invite them to the next meeting or perhaps the one subsequent? Maybe the June meeting as opposed to the May meeting?
Okay. Okay.
And
I will do that.
And also, let's begin the process to reinstitute the fines as the condition still exists, and they've yet to respond to any of our communications.
Okay.
All right, so next up, 17-011.
So nothing has changed here.
And the fines are still,
He's being
Accumulating.
fined, yeah, he's being fined $100 a day.
okay. Very well. 17-019.
This hasn't changed in the last 3 months. They did pick up the front yard as requested. There's still a few things out there, but the majority of
I
it's
think
been
that looks
picked
a lot
up.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
the
Definitely.
majority of the wood pile is gone. We still got some moss growing on the roof, but, you know, she claims that this house is gonna be torn down.
Have you heard anything from any of your colleagues here in Town Hall about applications for?
No, I've checked, and I don't see any building permits or demolition permits that have been applied for.
Right, so at this point, the fines aren't accumulating, but we still have the outstanding amounts to date, right?
Correct.
And has that been leaned? I mean, the fines are out there, but has the lien been
Yeah,
filed?
yeah, I believe so.
Right.
But at this point, I mean, the only
Maybe not.
thing that we're really, I mean, if the moss on the roof is, I mean, to me, it's, I don't want to say not, just compared to how it was, like, it just doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal.
Thoughts?
I would tend to agree. It's hard to know why she's suggesting they're taking it down if nothing is moving in that direction, but
Well, do we,
I
Jill,
guess-
we remove it? We can remove it from the list if we. if
I don't
we
know that I'd
desire.
remove it. Right now, we're suspended on the fines.
Right.
So do we have to take an action to them for them to stay suspended? Or if we don't take an action, they'll come off suspension? Because it says fine suspended, oh, this is talking about
that was back
2023.
last
Yeah, this
year.
is-
Right.
Yeah,
I
as
think
of
we
right
should
now, there
leave
are
it
no
on the-
fines.
On the list until,
Yeah, I think so
in
too.
case the driveway starts
Yeah, in case this stuff comes
messing up
back, yeah.
again.
Okay. Okay.
And maybe it's worth giving a nudge to, push them to do the moss.
Maybe-
Okay.
Or ask them what their timing is on.
For the demolition, if it's going to be
Yeah.
knocked down.
All right.
Okay.
I will try to get a hold of her.
18-002.
This is the house that has changed hands 2 or 3 times now. And it's,
And-
as you can see, they've added on basically this whole section, and they've resheathed the original part of the house. So they are working on it.
I had spoken to the previous broker, and the plan was that it was going to come on the market in April. It doesn't look like it's
It's not ready.
that,
But-
but it should be coming on the market, is what she told me.
But how can, but this I mean, with this process, like, this wouldn't even be blight, right? Because they have the,
No, but they
Permits.
own they owe the fine from
oh, got it, yep,
previously. So when it
Yep. Right.
changes hands again,
yep,
that it's meant to be paid, is what I understood.
got it.
All right, well, we'll keep it on the list and
And I'll
track
alert
it.
you when it looks
Yeah,
like.
But
because
this
there are-
says,
$42,700 in blight fines pending.
yeah, but so this says the lien filed 5/10/23. Was there a lien that was filed subsequent to that?
There was a lien filed on 6/14/2022 for $16,400, and then they continued the lien on 5/10/23 for $26,300.
Yeah, but
For-
so we should do another lien, right? Or are you saying it's
I think-
only those 2 items that we stopped doing fines after that?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's what the
Because
42.7
they
is, the
cleaned-
two
Because they
together.
had cleaned it up.
Got
Right.
it,
Right.
okay.
When the people that
Yep.
were, I'll use the word squatting, left the house, the bank sent somebody in to clean up the yard, and that's when we stopped the fines.
Got it.
Okay.
Somewhere around March 5th of 2023.
Very well. 18-004.
No changes here. Up in the side yard, we've got the 4 containers, I think a trailer, another trailer, a tractor, a truck. To the right of that, we've got 2.5 boats.
Right.
And then to the left, we have two more boats, a shed, a camper.
Hey, if you're gonna be fined for blight, you might as well go all in.
I guess. So, I mean, this is considerably better in general than it was a year ago when I started looking at this property, but,
Right.
I mean, there are still several issues, and I think we can all see that.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep it on the list. Moving on, 21-001.
Yes. So, wait a minute. No,
Is
21001, yes. So this house, nothing's changed. We still have brush growing up, mildew on the side of the house. This is the bottom of the garage door, as best I can see it. The panels are missing, so the garage is not secured. Moss on the roof, and the backyard is about ready to sprout.
And they still don't respond to
No,
letters.
and again, I've asked the town attorney to try and get a hold of them, because they don't respond.
And their lien was recently updated. Or it was filed on January 9th.
Yes.
All right. Let's try and keep communicating with this entity. I mean, there are neighbors around this property, and the lack of responsiveness is troubling. All right. 23-001.
All right. So this house has been cleaned up considerably from where it was. Still got a couple of shingles missing on the main house. The brush is basically cut down. The neighbor who just built a house to the right put up this fence.
Have we had any recent communication with the property owner?
I sent her I'm sorry, I had the town attorney send her through a marshal a citation, or a notice to appear here next month.
Okay.
So
May 8th, yep.
we spoke to the son, I think it was 2 months ago, and he said he would continue to try and clean up the area a little bit. And one of the things that he did was he put this blue tarp on the roof. Well, now it's fallen off the roof, and I was able to get a better view and get a better look at the roof, and it's really in very poor shape. I mean, it's not a hole, it's just, it's
It's all rotted away.
all
right?
rotted away,
Yeah.
thank you. And
So we
I
can-
also went behind this house on town property, and I was able to look back at it from the back side. And as you can see, it looks worse from that direction. You'll have to excuse all the trees that are in the way, but that's the best I could do from where I was. But it's in very, very poor shape.
But indeed, they're coming in May.
They've been requested to come in, yes.
And so if they're not here in May, we can, if we find conditions of blight, we'll be able to
Right.
cite it.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see what happens next month. All right, 23-003.
Okay. This house, they've got permits to put on a roof, change the windows, and put on siding, which is basically our blight issue. The roof was done last week or the week before. As you can see, there are new windows, and I would assume that they're going to go ahead with the siding as soon as they finish the roof. This side is done. I can't see this side, and I can see that there's no shingles there yet, but it's a process.
Given all that, would it make sense to take it off, given this is,
It's underway.
yeah?
Well, I'll tell you what, let's, we're not
See what
finding them
next
now.
month
Let's
looks
see
like.
what it looks like next month, and if they keep at this pace, it could
Sure.
well be that we remove them from the list.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, next up, 23-004.
All right, so if you remember, this is a house that had a fire in it. They remediated the asbestos shingles on the exterior. They started to do some remediation inside. You can see that they put a tarp up. They were waiting for for Eversource to hook up this temporary power, which is now hooked up. So I would expect to see a little more progress than we have seen. But it is moving. And I haven't been in touch with the homeowner, but I've been in touch with his attorney, who says that we're moving along. As soon as we're finished remediating, we will start to remodel.
How about we ask him or his attorney to come in at a meeting in the future to talk about the progress, and in the interim, if it's been cured, we can always remove it, but I understand they're going in the right direction, but
They are, but they are going slowly, but I don't know what types of challenges they've encountered.
Yeah.
But,
you can always come and tell us.
yeah, sure. You want them in June?
Yes. All right, next up, 23-014.
This is a house that is under the control of the reverse mortgage company.
Oh, you mean 011?
I'm sorry.
This is,
Oh, I apologize, yes, I meant 23-011. My eyes drifted
Yeah,
down.
Sorry. I sent, anyway, so this lady was in last month, I think.
right.
And she claims that she has no control over this property, even though she's listed as the owner in the town records.
Right.
Who does have control over?
The bank.
The
that-
bank,
that we did
I
reverse
guess.
Mortgage with, which
And
is in
they're not-
Colorado or somewhere.
They're not responsive to me, but I did send them another certified letter on April 2nd, requesting that they come in for the May 8th meeting, and we'll see if they show up. I've also got the town attorney working on getting a hold of them, but he seems to be a little reluctant to try and get a hold of them, or isn't sure how to get a hold of them because they're in Colorado. And they,
Right.
like I say, they are not responsive. I've made phone calls, and I think I was talking to a call center, and I didn't really get anywhere. So he is going to try and get us some answers. And
All right.
hopefully they'll send somebody in for next month.
All right, well, let's make a note to follow with the town attorney on that progress.
Yeah, so his response to my email from last week is, he said, this one's tricky as they're located in Colorado, so serving via marshal may be difficult, if not impossible, depending on how or who provides the service out there. That said, I will start by trying to contact them via phone, and we'll figure out how we can verify service in the future.
All right, I mean, at the end of the day, this is it's a piece of property that's here in Connecticut, and there's absolutely a process by which you go to give notice to the owners, and you exhaust that process, whatever it is, and then what happens next happens next. So let's talk to the town attorney about exhausting that process. It's not the first time that you've had property owners or property situated in one state and the individuals or entities responsible in another. So,
All right, well, so if no one shows up for next month's meeting, then we can start fining them.
yes,
And I would assume, since the listed owner claims she has no control over the property and no equity left in it, that this will hopefully prompt the reverse mortgage company, which is going to lose money because the town lien, if and when it gets put into place, will take precedent over their claim to this property.
right.
So, all right.
All right, thank you. Now 23-014.
So I got a complaint that there was a dishwasher sitting out here and a carpet on the ground. They've gotten a hold of a dumpster, and up until last week, there wasn't really anything in the dumpster, but now there is. It looks like they attempted to put the carpet in, but haven't done so yet. So I would say that they're making an attempt, albeit a slow attempt.
Okay.
And honestly, I think that there's an issue between a couple of neighbors, and that may be why it's being done slowly.
Right, maybe this one is one to keep an eye on, and hopefully we'll be taking it off
Hopefully.
relatively.
Do you know, is this a renovation or this is just a sort of clean out the stuff? and they got
I
the
think it's just a
dumpster?
clean out stuff.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and finally, 24-003.
Okay, so I spoke to this business owner, and he said he would remove the stuff that was on these tables, and he has done so. At last month's meeting, the board had asked me to ask him to remove the tables because they don't belong there. I was able to get a hold of him this past Monday, and although he was a little miffed, he said he would take care of it and it would be done by next Monday.
All right, I mean, part of me wants to let him off the list now.
Yeah, but it's probably better to see what happens.
All right. All right, well, hopefully that will be coming off the list next month.
I would think so.
All right.
All right, and that is it.
All right, any additional business? No? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to dismiss our meeting, and we'll see you next month. A motion.
To adjourn?
Second?
All in favor? All right, thank you. Thank you, 79.